my name is Mariah Senecal-Riley. I am the Mental Health and Substance Use Initiatives Program Coordinator with the Onondaga County Health Department. Today, we're going to learn about the signs and symptoms of an opioid overdose and how to reverse the overdose using the drug naloxone, or Narcan is the brand name. First, we're going to learn a little bit about what opioids are. Opioids are a broad class of pain-relieving drugs. They work by attaching to receptors in the brain and blocking the pain signals. You may know some of the brand names and drug names of opioids like hydrocodone, oxycodone, and Percocet. Additionally, heroin and fentanyl are found in street drugs. We are also seeing in our community and communities across the United States that fentanyl has been mixed in with other drugs like cocaine and methamphetamines, so it puts additional people at risk for overdose. We're going to quickly run over some quick facts about naloxone or Narcan. The first thing we want to note is that it's safe for absolutely everybody. You can use it on elderly people, pregnant women, even children if that situation were to arise. If what's happening to someone is not an overdose, if it's another medical condition, then using naloxone on them is not going to hurt them. Naloxone or Narcan works by blocking those receptors in the brain and allowing someone to begin breathing again. It is a temporary reversal. It only lasts for 30 to 90 minutes, so we always want to make sure that we seek additional medical care for someone experiencing an overdose because the naloxone or Narcan can wear off and somebody can return to overdose state. It comes in a couple different forms. There's an injectable form, an auto-injectable, and a nasal spray. What we are going to be working with today is the nasal spray. It's super easy to administer. It does have an expiration date. You can see that on the top of the box, but it's also on the blister pack here. You can see it right there. When this gets to its expiration date, you should try to replace it with a new kit. If you do come across somebody and all you have is the expired naloxone, you should still use that on them because it will still work. Narcan or naloxone is shelf stable. You should try to keep this at room temperature as much as possible. Where you are, it will be comfortable. You can keep it in a purse or a backpack. That would be a great place for it. It can handle being frozen. You just want to make sure that's thawed before you try to use it. You can do that by warming it between your hands. There was a recent reformulation that allows it to handle temperature fluctuations better, but still we should try to keep it at room temperature as much as possible. Now we're going to run over what the signs and symptoms of an overdose look like. The first thing that we're going to consider is whether somebody is responding to things in their environment. Are they responding to you saying their name, snapping their fingers, yelling, anything that would draw their attention? If they're not responding, it's a good sign of unresponsiveness. We can also check that by doing a sternal rub. You take the pointy part of your knuckles here and you place it on the person's sternum, which is this area right here, and you grind those knuckles into the sternum. It's pretty uncomfortable. So if you do that to somebody and they do not wake up or respond in some way, it's a pretty good sign that they have something going on with them that is making them unresponsive. Other symptoms that we're going to look for, signs and symptoms, are if somebody has a pinpoint pupil, like the black part of their eye is very small. Their skin may be a strange color. If they have lighter skin, it may be bluish or purplish. You can look for that in the lips and nail beds as well. If they have darker skin, we're going to look for grayish or whitish color to the skin, nail beds, and lips. They may also be making unusual gurgling sounds, or they may appear to either not be breathing or very shallowly breathing. But if someone is unresponsive, we should take the next steps to administer our naloxone. Like I said before, if they have something else going on, a different health condition, the naloxone will not hurt them. So after we have called 911, we can get our naloxone out of the package. In each box of naloxone, you're going to receive 2 doses of naloxone in the nasal spray form. It looks like this, and we're gonna take it out of the package just by peeling off the back like this. Once we have gotten it out of the package, we're going to hold it in between our 2 fingers like this and have our thumb underneath the plunger. We want to make sure that we don't do any test sprays of the naloxone. We want to make sure the only time that we press up on that plunger is when it is in the person's nose. So once we have it out of the package, we are going to make sure that the person's nose is tilted back. We're going to put this in the tip of the nose, and we're going to press up on the plunger to administer the naloxone. We don't have to worry that if the person doesn't seem like they're breathing, that it's going to work or not, because it works by absorbing through the membranes of the nose. So after we have administered our first dose, we can do rescue breathing if the person has not responded. In our kits, our overdose rescue kit, this blue bag, we get a pair of nitrile gloves if we'd like to put those on, but we also get a face shield, and it comes in a package like this. This face shield helps to protect us from the person who's overdosed germs while we are doing the rescue breathing. And so this is what the face shield looks like. They make it super easy. There's a shape of a face on there, and where the mouth is, there's a filter. And again, that protects us from germs from the person that we're doing the rescue breathing on. It also instructs us on how to pinch the nose closed to do that rescue breathing. So if we're gonna do rescue breathing on somebody, we're gonna put this over the face, pinch the nostrils closed, and then we're going to do 2 strong breaths right at the beginning, and then a breath every 5 seconds for 2 minutes, right into the filter over the mouth. If after that 2 minutes has passed, they're still not responding, you're going to do the same thing all over again. You're going to administer that second dose to somebody right in the nostril again, making sure that the head is tilted back. If they're still not responding, you're going to resume your rescue breathing. Again, your 2 strong breaths, and then a breath every 5 seconds, and you would continue that until emergency medical help arrives. If the person does wake up, if they've responded to the naloxone, you want to try to keep them calm, keep them on the scene so they can receive additional medical care. When EMS arrives, you want to make sure that you tell them how many doses of naloxone you've used on somebody, about how long it's been since you administered the naloxone. And again, you just want to try to keep the person calm, keep them on the scene so they can get the medical care that they need. This law is called the 911 Good Samaritan Law, and it empowers you to save someone's life using naloxone, and it also empowers anyone to call for emergency medical help using 911 in a situation where somebody has overdosed. So who's protected by this 911 Good Samaritan Law? It's absolutely everyone who seeks medical help for themselves or someone else in the event of an overdose, and it also protects the person who has overdosed. There's a couple important things to consider in regard to this law. The law does protect you from possessing drug paraphernalia and up to 8 ounces of controlled substance. It also protects you from possessing alcohol in a situation where underage drinking is happening. It does not protect you from having controlled substances over 8 ounces. If you are selling controlled substances, if there are open warrants for your arrest, and if this is a violation of your probation or parole. So there are some important next steps for if you use your naloxone kit. So if you have used the kit that we provided to you, you will also receive this overdose prevention community naloxone usage form. This is just some information on the number of doses that were given and just helps us in keeping track of how many kits were used in our community. It is completely confidential and has no identifying information. So after you use your kit, if you could return this to us at the health department, we would appreciate it. One final thing to consider is the NCAP program. This is the Naloxone Co-Payment Assistance Program through New York State. This is a program that helps to get free or low-cost naloxone at pharmacies across our community. There's a standing order, so you don't need a prescription to get naloxone at these pharmacies. And you can reference this, and this pays for up to $40 of a copay for people who are insured. If you are not insured or have any other difficulties getting naloxone, you can always reach out to us at the health department and we will get you a kit at no charge. We really feel that this is very important in saving lives in our community, and we appreciate that you're taking the time to learn about opioid overdoses and how to reverse them. If you have any questions at all about this training or anything else around overdoses, please feel free to reach out to me at the Onondaga County Health Department at 315-435-3280. Thank you again for taking this training today, and please feel free to reach out with any questions.